All right. Assuming you're hearing me by now, today today should be a fun one. Tons of doubt already. It's crazy to me. Like we've had some slip ups lately. I'll admit the belly drum Charizard was not it. It was not it. But generally, the ideas have been going pretty well. I'm always shocked by how much doubt there is. It's time to go send to Scorched Earth. Absolutely, it is. And we should be going live here. Okay, great. All right, hello everybody. Hello. Good night, morning, evening, midday, whatever. Okay, so it's so weird because I saw somebody in chat talking about like Flame Body and how it only had day 65 defense. We're not running Flame Body. This is not a Pokemon meant to take physical hits in any sense. There are so many issues with that. First of all, it doesn't have great physical defense. Secondly, the thing it hates most of all is getting knocked off because it really needs these heavy-duty boots to not get destroyed by Stealth Rock, so switching in on physical attackers doesn't make a ton of sense. No, ladies and gentlemen, we are going with Flash Fire. We are going in Flash Fire, absolutely. That is the only set that's like real on Centiskorch. And Bug Fire is actually a very good defensive typing. As you can observe, well, I mean it's weak to Stealth Rock, but as you can observe with a Pokemon like Volcarona, it resists a lot of types. It's pretty good. But the benefit Centiskorch has over Volcarona, well, it has many benefits. But one is Flash Fire, being able to absorb fire moves. Volcarona hates fire types. Generally, a lot of the counters to Volcarona are fire types. It's a Pokemon that very much wishes it had Flash Fire. Not to say Swarm and Flame Body are bad, but a Bug Fire type with Flash Fire, that is a very, very good combination. So yeah, we're not going with the physical Flame Body route. That's bad. We are doing. Got a down 02 message quickly. I gotta read this. It's like the Meg Griffin Clown Circus scene every time I open YouTube and see him try to build with such nonsense. Much appreciated, Down 02. Down 02 is my favorite hater. You know, a lot of people, like a lot of the haters will do, like they'll say, they'll say slurs. They'll put like really mean, or just like they'll yeah, it's the racist stuff. It's the, what else do they do? Like conspiracy theory stuff. They get other people in chat worked up. They type in all caps. Down 02 doesn't do anything. They're not here to get a bunch of attention or like, be super toxic. They'll leave just, perfectly punctuated, really mean long messages, and they're always a pleasure to read. Anyway, though, let's talk about Centiskorch. Let's talk about Centiskorch here. So, it has a lot of things over Volcarona. The set we're going to be going with is Flash Fire. So Centiskorch has pretty good stats. 115 attack is its best, but 100 HP and 90 special defense, very solid as well. Now, other stats, not so good, right? Its defense, 65, its speed, 65, its special attack, doesn't matter, we're not using it. So, but the fact that it has good HP, attack, and special defense is really the key thing here, because we are going to be using this probably as a special wall. There are two sets we could go with here, and I'll kind of walk you through both of them, but I'll start with the one that I think is the more likely of the two, which is this. So we're going to run Flash Fire with Fire Lash. Let me walk you guys through this move. For some that aren't familiar with Centiskorch, because it's tragically not in Generation 9, may not be familiar, 80 base power, 24 PP, which is huge. Like this is a move you spam over and over, so having a lot of PP is really, really nice. So, yeah, we've got 80 base power, 100% chance to lower the target's defense by one stage. This means it's the kind of move where you click it over and over, it gets more powerful. Obviously, it'd be better if it boosted Centiskorch's attack. That'd be kind of like a physical torch song, but lowering the target's defense is still really good. The next thing you always run with these guys is knockoff. Reason being, say there's a Pokemon that, you want to remove its item. Like, let's give what's an example. Say it's like Toxapex or whatever, or like let's say Gliscor. Obviously, that's Pokemon you don't want to really remove its item, or I mean, you don't mind removing its item, especially if it's before it gets poisoned. But typically, Gliscor doesn't care if its Toxic Orb is removed, right? You once it's poisoned, it doesn't care. What Centiskorch can do is it can Fire Lash until that Gliscor is forced to switch and then click Knockoff. So it can push a lot of Pokemon out. It can do this with Toxapex. It could do this with a a Moltres. It could do this with a lot of Pokemon that would normally take Fire Lash. You can't take it over and over and over. Eventually, you're going to have to switch, and when you do switch, Centiskorch is there. Centiskorch is ready to click Knockoff, or just keep clicking Fire Lash. That can often be pretty good. So because of this combination of Fire Lash and Knockoff, Centiskorch is very good on Hazard Stack. It's very good at getting those items, getting those boots removed, and without Hazard Stack, it's a bit difficult for it to put pressure on. It's a bit easier to wall it kind of just by switching between Pokemon. But with the combination of Knockoff and Fire Lash, this thing is an absolute menace on Hazard Stack. So we're probably looking at a bulkier Hazard Stack team. For the other moves, Rest Talk. Typically what I go with. Centiskorch unfortunately does not have recovery, so these sets like to go with specially defensive. Max HP, max HP, and probably we can give a little bit of attack. Yeah, basically, this is what Centiskorch does, right? Max HP, max special defense, flash fire, boots. Now, this is the set I used back in Generation 8, and it was very good. So here was the surprising thing about Centiskorch. Now, I will say, Generation 8, you could argue in many regards, is a more hospitable environment for, well, unique Excuse me. Yeah, so in Generation 8, you could argue it's a more hospitable environment for unique Pokemon as a whole, a lot lower power level than National Dex, and I would agree, but there are some benefits to it in Nat Dex as well. And in Generation 8, it did much what I was just explaining. It clicked Fire Lash, it clicked Knockoff, but yeah, so in National Dex, though, the big thing it does is completely shut down Charizard Y. You're taking 0 from Solar Beam, 0 from Scorching Sands, Dragon Pulse, whatever, all fire moves, of course, you flash fire. So unless the Charizard has Air Slash, which is not uncut, it's on about a third of them. So you will encounter it sometimes, but unless you encounter Air Slash Charizard Y, you are completely hardwalling Charizard. Okay. Yeah, so yeah. Centiskorch is one of the best counters, I would say, to Charizard Y out there. So it's really good there. Volcarona, it completely shuts down. There is not a single Volcarona set I'm aware of that can get past Centiskorch. Maybe like modest Psychium Z in Terrain. Actually no, Flyinium Z Hurricane would do it on Volcarona. But yeah, basically every real Volcarona set gets completely destroyed by this Centiskorch. Heatran as well. The fact that Heatran can't trap in with Magma Storm, Heatran really doesn't like losing its leftover, so you can come in on that, absorb Magma Storm, knock it off. Iron Valiant. Now the physical sets, Swords Dance, not so good, but the special variants, whether that's, that's Choice Specs, Calm Mind, Centiskorch comes in, I believe it just clicks Fire Lash twice, and Iron Valiant dies, and it's taking 0. So let me double check that claim. Iron Valley does have decent defense, so let's see. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, it's going to be a roll, but like after Rock Slide, it seems like in favor of Centiskorch. But yeah, basically you click 2 Fire Lashes, maybe 3 if it's at full HP and you don't get good rolls, and that's it. What's it doing back to Zard? It's clicking Fire Lash. What are you talking about? And it has Sun Up as well. Which makes it a lot harder to switch into. No, yeah, like, check this out. Fire Lash, you're doing 35 on your first Fire Lash. So, after your second one, you're doing 45 to 53. Yeah, like, you're doing a lot of damage with Fire Lash. I feel like a lot of people in chat are not understanding how good it is to lower your target's defense every single time you attack it with an 80 base power fire move with 24 PP. That's huge. And also, yes, Rest Talk also gives you even more PP on that. Curem is another big one. We've had a lot of streams where we've had difficulties with Curem, and Centiskorch really, really does a good job of shutting it down. If we look at Curem here, I wonder if we can find the National Dex Groundium set. National Dex Subroost. There we go. So these, okay, they've got heavy duty boots on this. But look, that's Earth Power is doing 35 to Centiskorch, and this is a no bulk invested one. The fact that this thing is really good typing against Curem. So let's see, what is special defense nature? We'll go with Sassy, sure. Curem Earth Power, max special attack Earth Power, is doing 22 maximum to Centiskorch, and Freeze Dry is doing 12% maximum. And that is a max special attack Curem, which a lot of them are not because they want to be speedy. Tectonic Rage is doing 43% maximum to Centiskorch. So this just absolutely shuts down Curem. Unless they happen to get like a really fortunate freeze and then a lot of turns. I mean, you're going to be all set. I don't think Fire Lash unfreezes the user, but if it did, that would be even a harder counter. But yeah, it pretty much shuts down Curem pretty hard. So yeah, Ival, Curem, Zardwy. Moltres, it can kind of do the same thing. Not so much against Scizor because Scissor's faster, it's not fun. It's kind of good against some of the Tapus, it's kind of good against Terapagos. And as I said, it completely shuts down Volcarona. So it doesn't wall that many Pokemon, but the ones it does wall are pretty high value, right? Like Curem, Volcarona, Charizard Y, these are Pokemon that are always nightmares. Always a nightmare to build against. And Centiskorch is sitting here completely obliterating them, which is really, really nice. Now, is that enough to make Centiskorch worth using? On its own, probably not. But here's the thing. When I used Centiskorch in Generation 8, I also looked at the tier and said, yeah, I mean, it walls this, it walls Volcarona. That's kind of it, though. There wasn't a lot in Generation 8 either that made me think Centiskorch was going to be good, but then I used it and it was crazy. It was crazy. So, and here's why. Well, first of all, as I said, it was actually very effective on Hazard Stack with that kind of Fire Lash plus knockoff combination. But it was also just better than I expected in like every scenario. There were so many times I thought it wouldn't be helpful, and then it was. Whether it was because that Fire Lash lowered defense that allowed a priority Pokemon to take it out, take a Pokemon out, take a sweeper out that it couldn't have handled. Whether that was just the fact that the opponent happened to really be weak to Fire Lash plus knockoff. They didn't really have a good Pokemon to switch in. Whether that was, it could be against a Hatterene or something. It could be there was a strong Fairy attack and I just needed a resist. There was, you know, it's a 4 times resist to grass, right? If we face like a banded Rillaboom, it's going to completely shut that down. It's good against random stuff like Galarian Slowking. It can take a hit in a pinch against stuff like Terapagos. It can take those hits well and go for knockoff. So it was one of those Pokemon that in the builder didn't do a lot, but in practice just did incredibly well almost every game. Will that be the same in National Dex? A tier so much more powerful than Generation 8 Overused that in many ways Generation 8 Overused looked more like underused in this format. Is it going to hold up in this format? I don't know, but we're going to find out today. And if I had to guess, I would say yes. I'm a huge Centiskorch fan. Okay. So that's the set I'm inclined to run. I think specially defensive Rest Talk is probably the go. Probably the move, excuse the way to go, was I think what I was trying to say. There is one other set to Centiskorch. You are also still running Boots. This one, you also run Flash Fire, but this one is a more aggressive approach. So this one goes Fire Lash, Knock Off, Power Whip, and Leech Life. So Centiskorch gets pretty good offensive coverage. This would allow you to really put the hurt on Pokemon like Alomomola and Slowbro, which I do anticipate being an issue. The fact that Alomomola can kind of come in and you know, just sort of flip turn and kind of keep that cycle going. That is something I anticipate being an issue. So something we actually might even go minimum speed Centiskorch. So we'll sometimes get like the slow, like it'll be a speed tie with Mola. So that's an interesting idea, something to think about. Because in that case, if Mola's, you know, wants to just be spamming flip turn, it might get it might outspeed, or it might excuse me. Yeah, it might outspeed, and then we'll get to knock off or hit a Fire Lash on something unexpected. Okay. Pink, are you really a cross? I'm afraid not. I'm a human. So, let's see. Yeah, so these guys run max HP and max attack. So you go Adamant Max, Fire Lash, Knockoff, Power Up, Leech Life. really actually a pretty significant offensive threat, but a lot less useful on the defensive side. It still does switch into Charizard well. It still completely shuts down Volcarona, but you know, it takes a lot more from a lot of hits. It's not as useful in a lot of scenarios, not as reliable against Kyurem. So we'll see. If we feel like its defenses are kind of overkill, if we find like, okay, we're living everything we need with flying colors, we don't really need all this, and there are a lot of times where we wish we had more offense, like, wow, I wish I could have power whipped that Tinglu, I wish I could have power whipped, or, you know, leech life that Mega Tyranitar, I wish I could have, you know, whatever, leech life the Slowbro, which I could have leech life the Ogerpon Wellspring. There is a world where I see us going with this offensive set. I kind of doubt it. Though. Okay, so now let's get into building. We'll start. Well, I'll undo that. We can kind of have these two Centiskorch sets. Also, yeah, the UI changed on Showdown, the dark mode here. I think it. I don't know if the text was bold before. I wonder if that's a change, or if it just got moved from the top to the bottom. But I came in here and I just thought this looked so ugly. So let me know. I mean, do you also hate the UI change, or am I being too picky? Because I feel like it looks disgusting now. So I mean, do you want? I let me know if you still want me to keep streaming in dark mode, because this is honestly, I don't know why. Like, I don't know who changed this. Like, what's the point? Anyway. Especially defensive Centiskorch. So the first thing on this team, I'm just going to get it out of the way because it makes too much sense. We're definitely running an Alomomola. And, you know, do what you got to do. Leave your comment about my addiction. You know, if you're watching the VOD, leave a comment. If you're live, like, yeah, feel free to do all the hate you want. But I would be shooting myself in the foot here not to run Alomomola. It makes way too much sense. We've got a defensive Pokemon with no reliable recovery that also would like to be paired with a defensive wall and a water resist. Like, there's absolutely zero world where Alomomola is not the right move here. So okay, it seems like generally dark mode is still the preference, which is fair. That's fine. But yeah, I think it just doesn't look good. Okay. Anyway, though, yeah. So yeah, Mola, I mean, it makes way too much sense. Wish support. Obviously, Centiskorch can rest talk. We want that to be, and it can function on its own with that mode of healing. But having Alomomola, it makes that easier. It's going to be easier to heal it up. It's going to make it less reliant on rest. Obviously, you don't want to put yourself to sleep. Even with sleep talk, you don't really want to be doing that. So we need Mola here, or we don't need it. I think it's going to make the team better. And if we were to go with the offensive 4 attack Centiskorch, we definitely need Alomomola. No question about that. Wellspring sits on Mola and benefits a lot from Zardwine and Kyurem getting well. That is a good point. I do agree. I do agree with that. I think Wellspring, as someone pointed out, is a good core as well. So maybe if the team ends up in a more offensive direction, we put on a Wellspring, or it could be we have both Mola and Wellspring. I think that's a valid idea. Slowbro would be not really. No, Slowbro and Mola are kind of similar. Slowbro does have some traits that are better in certain situations. It's setting Trick Room is huge. The Psychic Noise can be helpful. The fact that it answers Zamazenta is big. So there are benefits to Slowbro, but with a Centiskorch, when you're running a defensive Pokemon with no recovery, I think you're going to have a really tough time not going with the Wish Passer. I mean, it's just better. Okay, Shiny. What does Shiny sound? That's like fine. I kind of like the non-shiny form better though, to be honest. Like this is not bad, but like the turquoise and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I feel like we're gonna go with the non-shiny form. Oh, can you make this Mola shiny? Sure. Actually, that's kind of horrifying. Okay. Even in Ubers, Alomomola is top tier. Really? That's crazy. Interesting. I kind of don't believe that. But yeah, if we do go with the offensive Scorch, we'll super need Alamomola because we'll have no rest talk. But even with the Sped F1, we probably want it. So the next thing we got to think is we want to go in the hazard stack direction. That's going to be kind of our way of breaking. And this is national decks. So defog is everywhere. So we basically need Goldengo. If you're running national, like in overused, there are two defoggers. One is Corviknight, which is like 8% usage and uses defog like half the time. So like one in 20 games, you'll face that defogger. And then the other one is Galarian Wheezing, which Goldengo doesn't stop anyway. So in overused, it is totally valid to use like Pecharunt on a full hazard stack team as your spin blocker. In nat decks, the defog purge did not occur. We've got removal everywhere. We can't be using just a random ghost type. We can't just be using a Pecharunt. We really need Goldengo. So I think the way to start off this Centiskorch hazard stack team is Centiskorch, Alamomola, and Goldengo. Now the tricky thing here is we kind of have to do a lot in these last slots. We want priority, we want something fast. We can maybe bypass removal depending on the items we go with and if we have a good enough knockoff absorber, but we want spikes, we want stealth rock, we want priority, we want something speedy, we want ground. I mean, we have a long list of desires. Yeah. So it's going to be tough to fill this team in. It's going to be tough to fill this team in. But not impossible. Certainly not impossible. So how do we go about this? I think it'll probably be just a standard mixed defense Alamomola. We want to decide on a hazard setter. I'm looking at this core of 3 and I'm thinking it's going to be, how does it fit onto hazard stack? Fire Lash plus knockoff is the idea. So it can lower defense to force Pokemon to switch out. It can knock them off, which makes it harder for them to switch in next time. It's actually really good at getting rid of heavy duty boots, Centiskorch. It's really, really good at that. Or at least it was. I think it will still be very good at it, but we'll get to test that theory today. Garchomp, nice hazards and a ground type. Yeah, I was thinking about Garchomp, like the idea of, especially with Centiskorch, right? Not so much liking those contact moves. The idea of a helmet Garchomp here is very appealing. Trouble is, it's not immune to hazards itself. So it's like, do we want to count on that? Especially if we go with, we want both hazards from that Garchomp. It's like, I don't know if we want to have our Stealth Rocker and our Spiker on the same Pokemon. We could split it up and have dual Hazard Lu give so much. I feel like, yeah, Ting-Lu is definitely an option. I think that's something I was looking at because it gives us a Dark Resist and a Ghost Resist, which we're definitely going to need. That is one thing about Centiskorch that's not so good. It like 100 HP and 90 special defense is good for sure. It's good. But it's not crazy. So like you're still dying to nasty plot like Ghost DMZ Goldengo. So we really want like having like a real special wall, something like a Ting-Lu, is pretty nice to have. It's pretty nice to have. Gliscor as a hazard setter would give you knockoff absorber if you don't add removal. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I kind of struggle sometimes struggle with Gliscor in nat decks. Like it's so good, but yeah, I don't know. There's a world where we go Gliscor. I should probably we can make a version with that as well. Yeah, it's a solid spike setter. I agree. Gliscor is a solid spike setter. I think I don't know. It's a solid spike setter in OU. I don't know how good it is in nat decks necessarily. And I think let's make a Garchomp version as well. Let's put that down. Probably helmet on this. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, someone said we need a Terapagos. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think we're going to be able to fit removal onto this team. I don't think we can. I don't think we can fit removal into this team. Somebody asking what the plan with the bug is. We got a heavy duty boots set here. Fire Lash, Rest Talk, Flash Fire set. Especially defensive walls, Ival, Curem, Zardwy. What was the other big one? Ival, Curem, Zardwy, Volcarona. Yeah. Pharaoh, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I like the Garchomp. I like the Garchomp because, you know, like an Urshifu Rapid comes in on Centiskorch, clicks Surging Strikes, literally dies to the Garchomp. Like that feels pretty nice. Yeah, and I think this is going to be mostly a boot spam team. I don't think we're going to be able to afford removal. I don't see that being possible. Why on earth are you building Centiskorch? What are you on? I'm on Pokemon Showdown, and we're about to smoke people with Centiskorch. Mr. Lemon HM7HP. That's quite the name. Thank you very much for the $5 donation saying, Centiskorch is legit one of my favorite mons. Love to see it. Any advice for folks participating in the upcoming Pinka Tour? Yes, I absolutely have some advice. Have a breaking core. All of these tournaments, and I gotta emphasize, a breaking core is not just an offensive Pokemon. It's not like, okay, I put 2 or 3 offensive Pokemon on my team, now I have a breaking core. Oh, I put there, they have really high attacks. That does not make it a breaking core. Does it beat Stall? That is what that means. Check out my video on breaking cores, how to build unstoppable teams in competitive Pokemon singles. I believe that is the video title. Check that video out. Learn what a breaking core is, bring a breaking core, and when you face Stall, be patient. Be patient, wait for your opportunities to bring in your breaker. Don't switch it in on a Toxic, don't switch it in on a knockoff, don't switch it in on an Earthquake. Find a safe way to bring in that breaker. And then go crazy with it, okay? So build a breaking core and then be patient. It's been really frustrating in a lot of these Pinka Tours to watch people just get wiped out by Stall. Because either they completely didn't bring the tools, or they played, or they were like, yeah, here's my, like, oh my god, there was this one, I can't remember exactly who it was or when it was, but someone had like a Swords Dance Ogerpon Cornerstone, one of the best Pokemon you can have against Stall, and they were like, let me just like switch it in on a Toxapex clicking Toxic. That's the move. I'm like, holy no. Anyway. Anyway, that's rant over. Bring a team. Thank you very much for the donation, Mr. Lemon. Much appreciated. Glad this is one of your favorite Pokemon. Hopefully I'm able to do it justice today. Okay. Ground type Spiker with removal sounds like it's time for Toedscruel. Yeah, that's not it. You should ban Stall. Absolutely, I'm not banning Stall. If you guys want to keep playing poorly and bringing teams that lose to Stall, you deserve to get farmed by Stall every last Pinka Tour. That is that. I mean, yeah, like I am never banning Stall. It is not that strong of an archetype. I have YouTube Shorts brain. I auto forfeit at the sight of Stall. I feel like we can't be normalizing massive attention span deficits. I feel like people are owning it now, but not in the sense of like, let me work on this, but in the sense of like, oh, it's so silly. I've been my brain cells are destroyed. It's like, no, this is not great. Anyway, yeah, maybe like just try to slow down a little bit and reflect. Okay. So let's look at this team. Let's look at what we got here. Ground, Ghost, and Dark are the types we don't have an answer to. So that's not terrible, honestly. That could have been a lot worse. And let's talk about our requirements. So we need maybe Spikes or Stealth Rock. I don't feel great about putting them both on Garchomp. Let's see. Does Diancie learn Rapid Spin? It does not. So we need, ideally, Spikes, Stealth Rock. Priority would be good. Speed would be good. And then, obviously, Dark, Ground, Ghost Resist. Let's look and see if there's anything else we lose to. This might be a little early for a we lose to list. Usually I do that when we have like 5 or maybe even 6 Pokemon down. Let's see. How will I reflect if there's no Grimmsnarl or Zamazenta on this team? I don't know. I think everyone has to find their own light clay in life. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we lose to Saraledge, kind of, yeah. Nah, probably not. I feel like we're okay with Diancie. Diancie, kind of. Depending on the set we end up running on our Mola, Goldenko, that kind of thing. Would any Megas be worth running with this team, or would it be better without? Good question. I don't know. We'll see. I'm inclined to say, like, probably we won't have a Mega Evolution. Looking at how the way this is turning out, I'm worried we won't even have a Z user. We could go like Z Gold, but I think we're going to need boots. Yeah, Mega Evolutions are kind of just inherently not great on Hazard Stack because they can't run heavy-duty boots. So, yeah, probably no Mega Evolution, but maybe. I mean, there could be something that ends up fitting nicely, but I do doubt it. Stall is a very forgiving archetype to place against. It won't completely run over you in a blink like Hyper Offense. I kind of disagree with that. If you mess up a single turn against Stall, you can be destroyed. You have to very carefully play your breaker. Like, yeah, like for example, the turn when your Ogerpon Cornerstone gets poisoned, you don't like lose, it's not dead, but you effectively have lost. There's no way you can come back from that. You're going to slowly die. You're not going to get swept like if you let a Dragonite set up to +6 on Hyper Offense, but you're in just as dire a situation when your single breaker is like just got poisoned or just got its item removed or something like that. So yeah, you can. That's the thing about Stall is that patience, knowing if you know how to pick your entry opportunities, you are going to beat Stall very frequently. Which is why it's very Stall is by far the best archetype at like every low ladder. It is the best archetype, not even close, up until like 1800s. At which point it has a sharp drop off because people know exactly how to play against it and exactly when to take those entry opportunities. So yeah, Stall teams, they are tough to play against. I'm not like trying to say you guys are bad because you didn't play well against Stall. Like, it is hard, but it is worth learning because once you know, you really know. Once you have that understanding of how these teams operate, and it's kind of the same with Hyper Offense in the sense that like they can both really mess you up if you don't time things right, but once you learn how to play against Hyper Offense and Stall, there are pretty consistent methods that you can take every time. Okay, yeah, let's continue with this list. So Saraledge, kind of, Mega Diancie, kind of. Dragonite, I think we're fine. We'll have Toxic on Mola. Garchomp, kind of, yeah, Garchomp is a threat. With no ground resist, right? So that makes sense. Or no ground immunity. Dark type would be nice in one of the last slots, maybe AV Gambit. Yes, sort of, maybe, but also I kind of don't think so. Like, maybe a Boots Gambit. We can't, if we have no removal and a bunch of grounded Pokemon, we can't have so many without Boots. Yeah. Low kicks is just not good in nat decks. It really needs Terra. Terra is a big part of what makes low kicks successful. Let's see, Garchomp, Goldengo, Gliscor, fine. Well, Gliscor kind of, honestly. Because Gliscor just like defog. Actually, no, Gliscor, not even kind of. Gliscor is a nightmare here. Yeah, okay. How much is like a defensive Goldengo taking from a Gliscor? Earthquake. This will probably be a defensive Goldengo. Okay, this is weird. Earthquake. Alright, so it's Balloon. Agronite, sure. Okay, this is not great. So we're not going to get 2-hit KO'd, but it's close. 48 max. Like, that's not awesome. That's not an awesome calc. And our Hex is doing, like, what? How much are we doing with Hex? And that's max special attack, which we won't have. Yeah, we're not even 2-hit KOing with Hex. Okay, so, yeah, we're definitely going to need another Gliscor answer. Ogerpon? Yeah, Ogerpon's brutal as well. But, you know, as I said, we have 2 more Pokemon to add, so it's not like we're, like, fried. Like, there should be a bunch of weaknesses with this few Pokemon. Heatran's fine, Treads is fine, Ivel's fine. King Gambit is a problem because we have no Dark Resist. Kyurem is actually not a problem, which is nice to see. Lopunny, I would say, is not a problem as well between them. Maybe a problem. I'll say kind of, because it's one of those ones that sort of depends on the, like, both Diancie and Lopunny sort of depend on whatever Alomomola set we end up running. So it's a bit tough to say. Melmetal is fine. Wellspring, yeah, that's a threat. Raging Bolt is a threat. Raging Bolt is definitely a threat. Rillaboom is fine. Scizor, I mean, probably not. I guess I'll put it down again. I feel like if we go with like a defensive Thunderwave Goldengo and like with Centiskorch, that probably should be fine. Especially we might have Dragon Tail and Garchomp, so probably fine. I agree with the Weavile call. Yeah, I don't know about Weavile. Weavile, I think Boots Weavile is just like gets stat checked by Natdex. Like a Boots Pokemon with 120 attack. I don't know if that can hold up against the massive defense stats we've got in this tier. I think it gets stat checked too hard, and it's so frail. Like it's fast, but if I run Weavile, it's banned like every time. I don't want to. I think Boots Weavile is just too weak. And I don't think banned can work here because we're probably not going to have removal. We might though. Like we could add like a Tusk or something. We could go, yeah, we could. That is a possible angle. It could be like a Helmet Tusk over Garchomp. So, you know, let's not rule that out, I guess. D-Knight Kyurem Chomp. Yeah, that is not how we finish this team. Okay, yeah, Scizor, Glowking is fine, Coco is fine, Lele is fine. Terrapago, yeah, that's okay. Tinglu is okay, Torn's okay. T-Tar, actually Tornadus is kind of not okay. Tornadus, particularly Nasty Plot, is really not fun. Remember to like the stream if you're enjoying it, helps out a lot. Urshi with like SD Punching Glove is the end. SD Urshifu is a problem. And we're fine with Zama. Zapdos is actually kind of a nightmare though. Okay. Let's see. Let's reflect on what we got here. Any Bolt, Diancie kinda, Ceruledge kinda, Garchomp. This is tricky. Yeah, Tusk over. No, I definitely see the vision with Tusk over Garchomp. I just like I feel like it's not the same. Like the helmet Garchomp is so punishing, but there's a definite world where it happens enough that we definitely put in a Tusk version at least. Yeah, it's worth having there. And that leaves us with only ground and ghost to deal with. So that's yeah, I mean that is nice. This is for having 4 Pokemon down. This is actually not a big list. I disagree. The problem is the team requirements list is kind of big, like having to have um, spikes, priority speed, and like ideally another hazard set. This is the problem. The list of Pokemon we lose to is actually not that much. Add your own Zama. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, I mean Zama makes a lot of sense here. It does help with a lot of the threats. Not not actually not kind of sort of doesn't. I mean, I feel like if we go Zama here, it's going to be an iron defense kind of angle. I think is probably the direction we go. Your team can't break Claude Dozo. I disagree. I completely disagree. Hazard stack plus Centiskorch. How many fire lashes does it take to down Dondozo? I mean, probably like a billion, but that's not really relevant. You knock off the Dondozo, you switch out into something that can pressure it, like a Goldengo, and now the Dondozo is taking 37% every time it enters the field, couple doubles, and suddenly the Dondozo is dead. So that's what you do. You don't try to yeah, you don't try to kill it with Centiskorch 1v1. That's not the angle. Okay. Samurott Hisui has hazards plus priority ghost resist. Yeah, its priority is pretty weak. It's not really not very impressive. I feel like I would love to be able to fit a Lopunny onto this team if we could do that, but I kind of don't think we can. Here's what if we were to go Tusk? Could we run? I don't think that's gonna work. Actually, that's true. Yeah, I forgot I'd say, but yeah, defensive Chomp is not going to set up hazards on a Sableye. I always forget Mega Sableye when I build which is weird because that's like all of them, but yeah, we do need hazard setters that are going to get hazards up on Sableye. That is kind of key. You know what could be interesting is like a fully defensive Diancie. Mega Diancie. With Wishmole. That could be really interesting. Because that would get hazards up on Sableye. That would also provide some kind of hazard control on our side. I wonder if that is doable. Fully defensive Diancie. That's actually like it's pretty bulky, honestly. Or like Spike. If we run with the Great Tusk, we could just have this be the Spiker. Great Tusk's the Rocker. This could be this team is looking. It looks if we could get like a defensive Mega Diancie hazard stack with Centiskorch, how hype would that be, huh? That would be really hype. Ground Ghost still. Yeah, thank you, Winawa, for that point. That was a very good point. I would have absolutely been like, oh, we got Hazards and Goldengo, we're fine. My mind blanks on Mega Sableye so many times, so thank you very much for bringing that up. Okay. Goldengo, we got... What's the thought process for defensive? Well, this is primarily going to function as a defensive Pokemon, so I think we just want to be defensive on it, have defensive investment. We could go even body press on it. Body press could go crazy. Double removal. Well, yeah, we're not going to go boot spam anymore if we have double removal. We can change our plans. Yeah, Woger is a menace. Very true. Very true. Ground and Ghost. Yeah, so this might be unsupportable. Levitate. I don't think any Levitate Pokemon are really super good here. Yeah, these are not. I mean, Rotom would kind of go hard, but that's probably not the angle. Ghost. Yeah, Ogerpon is brutal. We could get rid of the Tusk. I don't think the removal is crucial. That could allow us to go, like, we could go Gliscor. I feel like I really like the idea of going with the defensive Diancie. I feel like it's cool, and I want to try it. I want to make it work. Maybe it's not supportable, but we're definitely going to give it more than just a couple seconds. Could we go Pharaoh? As a rock setter. I feel like I don't really like Pharaoh as a stealth rock setter. Could be a spiker. I think that could work. I think we could PP stall Sableye with getting it taking Rocks Chip and Power Up. I think that could work. So that gives us an Ogre answer. That gives us Hazards. I think we can. I think we're okay. We could potentially be okay without a Ghost Resist, depending on the last Pokemon we go with. What would that be? Why not Rilla? I mean, we could go Rilla. That could be kind of interesting. Could be maybe a Dragonite last. Could be interesting. That could also be interesting as an Ogerpon counter. If we were to go with the Tusk direction. Yeah, this looks kind of wacky, but I mean, it might work. I think we try the Pharaoh version first. No, hold on. I forgot we have no ground type on this version, so this does not work. This does not work. What we could do, we could go Garchomp. The Pharaoh version does not work. We don't have ground type. This I think could work. Ghost, yeah, no ghost. I think this could work. Hydreigon, normally I would say that's bad, but because we're running a hazard stack, that could actually work. So yeah, but it's not going to work here. It would be probably with this Tusk. Yeah, I'll give Hydreigon a chance. I think it could potentially be good. Although I'm preferring Dragonite a bit just because of the priority. Okay, let's make sure we don't get smoked by anything. We definitely go Ice Spin on Dragonite. Gliscor is not fun. Could go Hidden Power Ice on Diancie. That would not be bad. I kind of think we do. Diamond Storm is really good though. Let's keep Diamond Storm to start. Copy of a copy of a copy of it. Isn't that a 9-inch? I think that's a Louis Tomlinson song. I don't know if it's another song. Okay, but let's see. I think we're kind of okay. Raging Bolt is the worst news ever. Yeah, Raging Bolt is not fun. All right, I got to take a quick bathroom break. All right. Let's see. The haters of Centiskorch will be proven wrong when we battle with this team. I'm just saying. Well, maybe you won't be. I think you will be, though. Why is Bolt such a problem with a ground type and a fairy type? Because we can't really switch in on it. We can't switch in against it. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, we can kind of play around it, I guess. Let's try. Let's try queuing up, and we can just to see how the team plays. I think that will be valuable insight, nonetheless. Mola, I think we go boots on Centiskorch. We absolutely go boots. Goldengo, I kind of, I wonder if we could go like Steelium or something to just like one-hit KO. Like, could we do that? Could we one-hit KO Gliscor or Steelium? Let's check this. If we were to go Make It Rain, I don't think we can. No, Spit Off Glide. There's no way it dies. Z, yeah, even so Corkscrew Crash, how much special attack do we need for that? Probably like maximum. Even that's not doing, yeah, no, that's not an angle. That is not an angle. Okay, so on Goldengo then, let's go Hex. Recover, Thunder Wave, and let's go Focus Blast with Titanium Z. Let's just give that a try. We might change to Heavy Duty Boots later, but I think let's start with the greedy option, and if you get punished for your greed, change it. That's the general rule of thumb. So, okay, let's make sure that outspeeds Kingambit, outspeeds Jolly Kingambit. Okay, there we go. Hex, Recover, Thunderwave, Focus Blast, Mola here. I think Garchomp we want to go. We definitely want to outspeed Raging Bolt. I think 254 gets us Heatran, so let's do that as well. Let's go for that. I think we have Mega Diancie be our rock setter. I think that's going to be more successful for us. Diamond, we could go Hidden Power as last. I don't know what move I was thinking we'd need. Let's just do, yeah, let's just do that. Okay, and then actually, do we go minus attack? Could go minus. Let's go minus special defense. I think that's we might change to minus attack, or we might just get rid of the Diamond Storm. But let me check. Let me check Centiskorch quickly and just see if this is actually doing any damage. Because if not, then like, what are we doing? You know. Okay, that is, yeah, that's pretty good damage against Centiskorch. I'd say that's worthwhile. It's also really good against lead Landorus. So I think I'm okay with Hidden Power Ice here. I think I like that. It's super slow. I think that's fine. Maybe it's not fine. We'll see. We are definitely counting a lot on the defensive aspects of this team. But I mean, this is a super wacky team. But let's try it, and we can see what works and what doesn't, and then we can go from there. I think we just got to start playing some games. You know, you can't be paralyzed in the team builder forever. And the spikes, and then rest max HP, defense, positive nature, and yeah, impish. Okay. Diancie, there's the D-Knight. HDB on Dragonite, absolutely. Multi-scale, max attack, max... Actually, do we really need... Let's go for outspeeding bolts. Let's hit that 250, and then let's go a little bit of HP. I don't think we really need max speed on this Dragonite. What about Ice Punch D-Knight instead? I mean, Ice Spinner's stronger, so... Like, an enhanced terrain, which can be good too. So no. Let's go with Ice Spinner. Okay. Rough Skin, Spikes, Stealth Rock. Got our Goldengo, we got our Mola. Okay, so it's every set is down except the Mola. Let's start with the standard mixed defense boots ones. Boots one, excuse me. Actually, though, Centiskorch. I wonder if we want to go specially defensive on this Mola. I really do. I feel like maybe. I think maybe we do. Let's say. No, because what I'm worried about is like Specs Tapu Lele clicking Psychic kind of does not look fun. Let's go specially defensive. Let's go Wish, Toxic, Flip Turn, and Protect, and we'll go Boots, Max Special Defense. Max Special Defense, Max HP. And we'll see how we feel about this. I don't think we need level 99 Mola here. I don't think that's important. Will I ever try the Champions Natex letter? Probably not. I feel like I want to play formats that like enough people take seriously, that there's a decent level of competition, and I don't think that's really there with that format, but I'm not sure. No priority might be a problem. Agreed, but we have extreme speed. Multi-scale. Everybody, rough skin, good as gold, regen, flash fire. Okay, we're ready to go. Yeah, this... There are some concern. I have some concerns here for sure. But I think I want to see how Centiskorch does. I think that's a big test. It's just like, does this Pokemon actually work? Because as I said, in Generation 8, it also didn't do a ton in the team builder, but you get it in a game and it just goes crazy. But this does not look like the best of game. Okay, we're facing a guy who was in chat, so they know our entire team. HF. Oh, hi, Pinka. Yeah, no, this... Okay, sure. I mean, actually, no, this, I mean, it's fine. I guess I have no problem. I mean, not no problem. I don't have much of a problem with it. And I can't, then there's, you know, but yeah, they do know our entire team. So let's be aware of that. Our Diancie looks pretty good here. Actually, I remember their team, but I can't remember the exact sets. Goldengo looks good. This should be a game where Hazard Stack can be pretty effective, but we've got to be careful about it. I think I want to start off with do we want to start off with Diancie? I kind of do. Let's start off with Diancie. Pharaoh. Okay. We don't want to be getting like Gyro Ball potentially. I don't think it has that though. Okay, so Gyro Ball is not doing much, which is pretty funny. It's not even killing if we Mega Evolve, but it is doing a lot. I think let's stay. You know what's actually a real mess for us is Toxic Spikes. That is not fun. So that, but I mean, it only affects 2 Pokemon, so maybe it's okay. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's go with the plan of just getting up hazards. Let's Mega Evolve and Stealth Rock. Okay, Gliscor comes in. Let's Hidden Power Ice. There's nothing on this team that beats you except Moltres. Yeah, no, this team doesn't look. This is definitely not a counter team. This is their main ladder team. That I'm certain. Okay, weird knockoff. All right. Let's go for. Okay, I guess they don't know the team. I definitely saw them in chat earlier, but I mean, getting surprised by Hidden Power Ice and switching out Pharaoh, that is not the behavior of someone that knows what's up with this team. So I guess they don't know. I mean, that's okay. I guess they don't know. I feel like this is a great opportunity to Thunderwave. Goldengo clicking T-Wave and Hex here just looks like really, really rough for my opponent. Toxic Gliscor 6-0s. No, it does not. We've got an Ice Spinner Dragonite and a Hidden Power Ice defensive Diancie. We can go Mola. I think Mola's fine. It might defog here, but clicking defog on a Goldengo is a bit of a read. Flamethrower, yep. I think I'll go for the Toxic. Okay, yeah, we catch it. There's the defog. Do we hit? We do hit. Beautiful. Good stuff. Okay. Now I think I just flip turn. If they want to go for the burn, I'm totally okay with that. Okay. I mean, this thing has Scald, but I don't think it can do more to Diancie than that. So I think I just want to reset Stealth Rock. I think we really want to keep the pressure on. So let's do that. Scald, do we get burned? Let's see. We do not get burned. That's cool. Okay, I mean, Goldengo time, I would think. I think it's got to be Goldengo time. All right. Does Phytinium Z kill here if we go for that? How much is that doing? That's 2. If it's a no special defense Pharaoh, I still don't think that kills. Small chance to kill. I think we just start with a Thunder Wave. Okay, they get up their Stealth Rock. Fine. Let's go for a Hex now. Don't be mean. Let's be nice. This is I know Zachary Zora. They're cool. Stream pea shooter is funny though. I must admit, that's pretty funny. Okay, what the heck is this? Black. Okay, I don't think we die. Yeah, we're fine. I mean, we're not. We survive would be a better. We're not fine, but yeah, we. Okay, we can. Yeah, we outspeed. So let's just recover here. We totally click Hex. I mean, okay, Roost, interesting. I mean, let's go for Hex again. Right, I forgot this thing was Roost. I think it's I think this is a Swords Dance Gliscor if I remember correctly. I think this is Swords Dance Gliscor. Okay. Well, how do we approach this? I don't want to get knocked off. We could use this opportunity to get up spikes. I think that's a fine play. Let's Dragon Tail this out as it Swords Dances. Okay, let's see. Please don't bring in the Moltres. Okay, Diancie, that's fine. Let's go Mola here. This is kind of why we have Mola, especially defensive partly. Let's see what we got. We got a Moonblast, and we are going to... That is special attack invested, and we live it just fine. Good stuff, Mola. Thank you. All right, let's Wish up here. Okay, we get the Wish going. I mean, I don't want Goldango to get burned, but I feel like that's probably still our best play. Let's go into the gold. If we don't get burned here, that'd be great. We could threaten a T-Wave and just go for Hex. This team is really not liking Hex. Okay, Pharaoh enters. That's completely fine. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. Let's go for Hex. Okay, we get the Moltres in. We hit it with a big Hex. This will probably outspeed us. I think we just have to eat that. I mean, we're going to have to take a Flamethrower at some point. Might as well be now. It's going to do like 80, 70 to 80. Unless this is a no speed investment Moltres. No, even then it'll still live. Okay, wow. All right, interesting switch there. Let's T-Wave. Might be Gliscor coming in. I'm going to go for a Hex. Yeah, okay. We catch the Gliscor coming in. We get the Hex off. We're going to just click Hex a few times here. Ideally, stall out some of the roosts of this Gliscor. I think we just keep clicking Hex here. Centiskorch is not... I wouldn't say it's a liability, but it's not... Yeah, it's not helpful here. Okay. Do we get the roll? We do not get the roll we needed, but that's okay. Will it just click Flamethrower, or will it try to roost? I think let's... this is tough. It's such a tough call here. Let's go Centiskorch, because it's not that helpful. Good defog. Good defog. Fair enough. Well played. Let's Fire Lash. Okay, let's go for another one. Let's see, do we kill here? 18%. Not a good chance to kill. I mean, what else do we do, though? Right. Okay, they're going to get scared out. Good stuff, Centiskorch. Let's go Mola. And I think we just flip turn here. Damage. I think this would flip turn will kill, actually, if they stay in, thanks to the Fire Lash. Okay, we get the Zana. We could go into our Diancie here. I think I like Diancie, but let's go for a Moonblast in case they try to switch in their Diancie to Magic Bounce. Okay, they just sack Zamazenta. That works. Gliscor. We have Hidden Power Ice. We can just click Hidden Power Ice. I'm just going to do that. Okay, Gliscor goes down. I'm such an... Let's not... We all make mistakes. But yeah, this game's not going well for Zachary. For sure, that is definitely true. Let's ooh, I want to set stealth. Let's go ahead. Let's be greedy. Yes, it worked. Always be greedy, people. If there's one lesson you learn from watching all my streams, it is that. Okay, Centiskorch actually looks really good here. Let's I wonder if this thing has haze. I don't know. Let's start clicking Fire Lash to find out. Toxic, yeah, that's fine. Let's go for a knockoff. We can get that item, get rid of that item. Okay, Pharaoh. That's a weird Pharaoh, but okay, let's Fire Lash. Okay, let's go for rest. Toxic. Let's Sleep Talk. Knockoff. Okay, cool. Talk specs item removed. Let's Sleep Talk again. Okay, we'll wake up next time. Let's see if we get an attack here. Sleep talk, knockoff, cool. That works. Let's bring in Mola. Let's see, we got a Moonblast coming out. That is good damage. Moonblast, 6.3% chance to kill. At this point in the game, I'm fine to just click flip turn. Yep, and let's bring in Centiskorch. We can start fire lashing. GG. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that went well. The hazard situation was a little wonky. That entire game was weird. Okay, we absolutely want to lead Diancie here. It kind of counter leads everything. Centiskorch looks good. We want to save it for probably mostly the IFL here. We want to keep Goldango healthy for the Zama. But I think we have resources to take on all of these threats. I think we should be fine this game. Low ladder farming. That's the name of the person, by the way. Not talking about the unfortunate game with Zachary. Remember to like the stream if you're enjoying. Seems like the people want Centiskorch. We got a surprisingly high viewer count, which is awesome to see. Yeah, I mean, Centiskorch cleaned up in the end game, but it was just speeding things up. Really, it didn't need to be there to do that. So okay, let's look at this. I think we can Mega Evolve in Moonblast, just like for the kill. Okay, we get the special attack drop, which is kind of cool. I think this has got to be a Mola because we can Toxic. It forced out Gliscor. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think that matchup was a little. I think the matchup did indeed favor me there. The what you needed to do was play. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Let me flip turn here. I'm a little scared. Well, I don't want to get Thunder Wave. Let's check that Moonblast damage. I think this is an offensive gold. No, it is not. So we got some HP in back. But on a team like this, I'd be surprised by defensive T-Wave. Let's flip turn. Okay, so we see Nasty Plot, so that does indicate kind of what we were expecting. So this is probably then, and that flip turn did 12. So yeah, this is probably max HP, max special attack, modest, is I'm guessing what we're looking at. Oh no, it does not. 12. So this is a defensive Goldango. This is a full defensive Goldango. You are a bulky one. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So our Dragonite will outspeed. Can we do enough with Earthquake? Because Dragonite, weirdly enough, this is one of those teams where normally against Hyper Offense, you want to keep Dragonite's multi-scale intact. Here we kind of don't care, which is funny. So let's see. How much is Earthquake doing? Yeah, even to a defensive set, we're doing a good chunk. I think we just go into Dragonite here. We just click Earthquake. I think Calc Dex is also fixed. I heard it was. Yeah, it's 100 base power. So I think Calc Dex is fixed, which is awesome. Yeah, Zachary, I think when the Hidden Power Ice hit the Gliscor, I think we all knew there was no sniping going on. I didn't suspect sniping. I definitely never thought you were watching stream, but I thought you knew the team. But then after the Hidden Power Ice, I'm like, oh, they do not know the team. I use Mola like exactly like not like a little bit more than one would expect from usage stats. Like I get it's a joke and all, but like there's truly not a factual basis for it. Okay, I think we go Diancie, right? We have Hidden Power Ice. We're defensively invested. This feels like the time you go into Diancie. Let's see. U-turn. Okay, that is critical hit on that U-turn. So I think that did 13.5. So this is not an attack invested Lando. Probably, but hold on. Attack invested. Yeah, 13.5. So it's not max attack, probably defensive. Zama comes in. I mean, like, you surely have heavy slam. I think we go into the Garchomp here. Okay, so this is fine. Honestly, let's just get our spikes going. This is going to go better for me than it is the Samurott, especially if they want to be missing. That is unfortunate. So actually, what I think I do then. Okay, we can spike again. Do we want? Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's Bandit, I'm pretty sure, or maybe okay, no, that's just glasses. We could Earthquake here and kind of limit them to 2 spikes. Or we could just get up 3 spikes. I think we limit them to 2, and I think we Earthquake here. I think that's the better play. It keeps us alive for potential Rocky Helmet stuff in the future as well, which is nice. Okay, so we both get up 2 spikes. The Aatrod is dead. Good stuff. Marowak and Natdex, maybe. The Lightning Rod defensive sets were kind of wild. I was actually a big fan of those. Yeah, the Lightning Rock defensive Marowak. Those were fun. Those were really fun. Or what Marowak's like? What are the defenses looking like? 60. Okay, that's not great. That is, oof, yeah, that's not great. Hard countered Tapu Koko, but not much else. Okay, in comes Terapagos, fine. I think this is a Mola time. I don't think a Rapid Spin's going to come out here. Yep. Okay, that's looking modest. Since we're max special defense, 41.6. A very high roll, not necessarily modest. Let's go for a Toxic here. If it is modest, do we have a chance to die? We do not. Cool, so let's just go for a Wish. Okay, no, that's Timid. So it just was a high roll that first time. It is indeed Timid. I'm fine with protecting. Let's check Goldango. If it comes in and clicks Ghostium after... Okay. We've seen that this is a more defensive Landorus. I feel like I'm okay to just click Toxic here. Cool. Okay. Not a critical hit. 68% chance to kill still. So that's not great. I mean, we could go Dragonite. Could go Garchomp's not that helpful, honestly. It's really not. Let's go Garchomp. I don't think we really need it for anything. Honestly, I'm guessing it'll be a U-turn here. Okay, Stealth. Well, that's kind of sad, but ah well. Probably be an Earthquake here. We can go... Here's what we can do. We can go Mola on the Earthquake. We'll take that. Okay, didn't care for the critical hit. Did not care for that. We can protect here, then sack Garchomp for some extra kind of damage. Yeah, did not love the critical hit. Okay, let's go right into Centiskorch here. This is what it's for. Not okay. Turns out to be a physical Ival. Unfortunate news, but actually, yeah, that sucks. That is kind of the instant knockoff is sort of the last thing we wanted to see there, but oh well. Let's go for the Fire Lash. If they swap, they'll give up their booster speed, but that means nothing in this matchup. I'm not sure if they realize that, though. They might not realize they outspeed everything. Regretting no removal yet? No, we have a ton of boots. I mean, like, you realize we're still winning this game, right? Like, we've gotten a critical hit a lot, which sucks, but we're still, like, in the dominant position here. You are aware of that, yes? Okay. Let's, yeah, 36. We can kill the Terapagos here. Cool. That's fine. They have sacked Terapagos. That works for me. This is not... I mean, it turned out to be a knock Ival, and we still killed a Pokemon and forced the Ival out. Like, I don't know what... Centiskorch was fine. It wasn't great here, but it was fine. Okay, I think you have to Z to kill here, so I'm just going to go for a Fire Lash. Like, if you want to burn your Z, yeah, it's going to live that, and Goldango is about to take a ton of damage. Cool. Yeah, might as well. Let's go for the Fire Lash here. See that? They thought that would kill. They thought that would super kill. It did not, because Centiskorch is kind of crazy. A little bit insane with it. All right. Okay, let's go Dragonite. And let's... Like, I feel like there's no world where you stay in here, so I really want to go into Diancie. I think let's do that. Like, there's no world where you stay in here, surely. Okay. So I think we just hidden Power Ice here. I don't think you swap gold. That gets to it KO'd by Moonblast. And I would think that my opponent has concluded Landorus isn't that valuable at this point. Although we could Moonblast and do like a double down kind of situation, which would be not bad. Let's Moonblast because it's likely to kill and it gets to a KO on Goldango. And if they stay in, they're probably clicking Earthquake. Okay, good thing we clicked Moonblast. They swapped to Goldango. Super weird switch. I don't agree with that. I don't think that makes sense. But they did it, and that's great for us. Zamazenta comes in. I mean, should just be like a heavy slam. I can't imagine what else Zamazenta wants to do here. It's probably thinking CC kills. Let's stay in Moonblast. Yep. It thought CC killed that. Ladies and gentlemen, maximum defense. Yeah, we got the what? Ladies and gentlemen, that is why we run maximum defense Diancie. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I mean, we can sack... yeah, like it doesn't really matter at this point. I guess if the opponent defogs for some reason is the only case where it matters what we sack, at which point I guess probably Garchomp would be a little bit better. So let's just sack Diancie. Yeah, we get it with the what? Always great to see. We could use this opportunity to heal up Mola, which would not be bad. Would not be bad. I think let's do that. I think we go Mola, sack Chomp, and then how much is Mola taking from a close combat is a good question. CC. Okay, so we're taking more than it would be worth to try to like farm it for more regenerators. But well, no, I think we do. Okay, so what I think we do here is we go Mola, then we sack Garchomp, we go back into Mola, and then we flip turn. Or we could go Dragonite here and just extreme speed. I don't think that's the optimal play, though. I think we flip turn here. We'll take like 50, but then we'll yeah, and that forces the Zama to die, basically, is what that does, which is big. Okay, so now we have to think. I think Goldango is the right play here. I believe we always live a hit from the Landorus. And I believe yeah, so let's just run a calc though on that earlier Earthquake. Earthquake critical hit Armola and did like 51.9. Okay, so let's just double check that calc. Critical hit. Yeah, this is a no attack Landorus. So Goldango, yeah, Goldango lives. Goldango lives. Obviously Ival doesn't really want to come in. And then yeah, this should be good. This should be good. Let's just go for a Hex. Okay, interesting play. I mean, now I think we guaranteed win. I don't think there's any way for my opponent to win after that. I think that's a really weird call. Maybe they thought I would switch out. I'm not really sure. Let's just go for Hex. Yep, we're defensive gold, so we take that, and now we just win with Ice Spinner. Yeah. Unfortunate Ival set for the Scorch, and it still did well. It still did pretty well that game. GG. And it's also like, I think... okay, yeah, GG. When a Pokemon like doesn't do a ton, but the team still wins, it's not as big of a factor, because it's like... It really matters. Does a Pokemon perform when it's needed? When the game is dire, is it there? You know, so it's like, did it do anything crucial that game? No, but it didn't really need to. We were kind of always winning that game from start to end. The defensive Diancie was funny. I'm glad that worked. That was pretty good. Okay, we got a shit ninja. All right, Centiskorch, and it's what? Okay, we were facing a five. I thought it just hadn't loaded in, but we're facing a 5 Pokemon team. This should be good for us. I think we should win. Like, I think we should win. Let's kick it off with Diancie. I think we want to get that Mega Evolved ASAP, and do we want to get... I think I'm down to get hazards up on both sides. So let's just go for the Stealth Rock here. We see... Okay, we got Ironet. Okay, this is a stream snipe. Yeah, I think this... Okay, I think this is like a comical level of stream snipe I think we're facing here. Okay, good. And that actually did not kill. That was a... I'm guessing this is like either an Adamant or a Choice Band Ace to get that kill. Okay, we're facing, yeah, this is a very much intentional stream snipe we're facing here. Let's go Garchomp here, and I think I want to go for a Toxic. We can try to catch a Togekiss, a Como. Okay, we catch the Togekiss. Let's go into Gold here. Let's see if, does it have Heal Bell? It goes for the Nasty Plot. This definitely has Flamethrower, because this is a very much intentional direct counter team. So let's go into Mola. There's the Air Slash. Okay, Air Slash. So let's go into Gold then, because in case this thing goes for the Heal Bell. Okay. Let's go for the Hex. Let's not get flinched. Goldengo gets flinched. Okay, let's go into Mola here. Okay. Togekiss goes down. Let's see how much the Z is doing here. It is killing. Okay. I guess Sack Gold is probably the play. I think Z Fightinium does the most damage here. Just like make sure we break. In case it's like an HP invested thing. Yeah, let's go for the all-out pummeling. I think we should be fine because we have Dragonite. So let's go for the Hex here. It was the Earthquake. It would have Earthquake, because as I said, I'm pretty sure this is a direct counter team attempt. Let's go for the Extreme Speed here. All right, I see no reason not to just go into Centiskorch. Toxic, fine. Let's go for the Fire Lash. It was the Protect, fine. Okay. Let's go probably, I mean, we could go Mold. We could rest honestly on this as well. We could go that. Could just go Garchomp. Might have Ice. It definitely has Ice Punch. What am I talking about? Okay. This Mola really likes to get critical hit. Let's Wish. Let's Protect. Flip turn. Melmetal enters. Okay. Let's just go into Garchomp here. This is going to be Protective Pads Ice Punch, but let's Earthquake it anyway. Yep, Protective Pads. Or Punching Glove, excuse me. Yep, as I said, this was designed as a meme counter team. I'm like 90% sure. More than 90, honestly. Nobody runs Iron Head. Okay. Let's flip turn. I mean, this won't kill with a Thunder Punch. Wait, Punching Glove. It's going to be Punching Glove. Max attack. Yeah, still doesn't kill. Let's go for the flip turn. Okay, it's very slow. Wow. I did not see that coming. That is, okay, interesting. So that means Centiskorch super outspeed, so that's good news. Let's go D-Knight here, get Thunderwaved. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Back into Mola, we can flip turn again on this. Okay. We could Toxic. Is that worth it at this stage? I'd say so. Shedinja goes down. Let's flip turn. Let's go into, I think the Garchomp is the less valuable of the two. Go Scorch here. Go for a, just go for a Fire Lash. Okay. Switch into Mola because this thing probably has like a rock move. Does Cinderace get a rock move, I wonder? I don't know. Let's flip turn into, I think the Dragonite. I think we go for the extreme speed. Okay, that should be enough for Mola to kill. Let's go for the flip turn. We low-key might lose if this is like CB Gunk Shot or something. I think we swap Mola here. Iron Head. Okay, that's not too worrying. Let's go for a Wish. They're going for the flinches. I don't think it's going to work. Let's go into Centiskorch here. Let's rest. Fireball. We have Flash Fire. Yep. Let's Sleep Talk. Yeah, so this was, I'm pretty sure this was a very intentional stream snipe. Yeah. Also, this whole thing of like, oh, you would have definitely lost if I had last, but no, I played knowing you had this many Pokemon. Like, I did not need to sack that many Pokemon to Melmetal. I did not need to let Goldengo die, right? I absolutely, if there was a bigger threat, I would have played this in a different way and had like 4 Pokemon left here. So this argument of like, oh, because I got kind of sort of close with 5 Pokemon, I definitely would have won with 6. Absolutely not. I played the game in a very different and very safe way, knowing you had 5 Pokemon. So that is the argument of a clown and the team of a clown. Yeah. Absolute nonsense. But yeah, that was, I'm quite certain that was a direct ladder, custom-made stream snipe build. This is obviously not a team. HF. Okay, this is a really wacky squad we're facing here. I mean, I like Diancie as a lead. I think we just start with that. But look, let me practice what I preach and do team preview analysis first, though. You shouldn't just think about leads. There are a lot of things to think about. Are we okay with hazards going up on both sides? I would say yes. Garchomp would be really good to KO because at that point, Dragonite kind of smokes this team. Goldengo looks really good against a lot here. Centiskorch looks very good if the Garchomp dies. So definitely killing the Garchomp is a high priority. And Garchomp looks very good against my opponent as well. Toxic, Earthquake, Mola looks great too. Toxic kind of destroys my opponent, so I think they're just probably going to be losing to Toxic. But let's kick it off with Diancie here and see what happens from there. Okay, can Gambit lead. All right, so I think we just want to go into our Garchomp. And, I mean, this is good chip to get. That looks like a ton of damage. I feel like that's banded. Let's see, Adamant 32. Okay, no, that was just a maximum roll. All right, I'm going to go for the Toxic. I don't think there's any world where Kingambit stays in here. And sure enough, there we go. We got the switch to Thundurus. We hit it with a Toxic. Good stuff. I'm scared of Hidden Power Ice here. I think this is a Centiskorch. We got a special wall. Let's use it. We see a Z come out. It's going to be Breakneck Blitz. Does about 47 to Centiskorch because Centiskorch is crazy like that. I'm guessing that was Hyper Beam. If I had to guess, I think that was Hyper Beam. Let's go into Garchomp, because this should be an electric move coming off here. Okay, we see a Nasty Plot instead. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think we could let the Centiskorch go. that's probably the best play. So let's go into Scorch here. It also could, it very well might Hyper Beam here. Yeah, okay, Hyper Beams, that is okay. I think we go... The problem is, normally I'd go Diancie Stealth Rock, but we don't actually outspeed the following turn. So I do like the idea of getting the Mega Evolution active, so let's go Diancie anyway, and let's just go for a Moonblast. Must recharge. We go for Moonblast. They do see that they outspeed us, though, so they now know our Diancie is slow. Based on my opponent's team and their elo, I don't think they will realize that or use that information, but in theory, they should know. Let's go Garchomp again. Okay, interesting. Your Sucker Punch does not kill here, I don't think. Let's, yeah, okay, and now you're dead. Good stuff. No, I mean, yeah, Centiskorch like got sacked here, but it very much had a useful role. It did exactly what I was hoping it would do, and the fact that it was specially defensive helped there for sure. Sack. No, that was not a sack of the feature. I mean, like, yes, it was a sack, but like, it's the special wall. That was a special attacker. It stopped it from destroying the team. Like, what more do you want? It did what it was here to do. Okay, Mola comes in. Let's see. We can see a U-turn. That did. That's got to be banded. That's got to be banded. Yeah, that's banded. Okay, I'm not going crazy this time. GZ Ward, thank you very much for the $10 donation. That is so generous, saying, hey, Pink, enjoying the stream. If you ever decide to try Champions OU again, consider giving Mega Floette a shot. Hit rank 1 with a modest max special attack Floette. Basically vaporizes the entire tier. Noted. Thank you for the suggestion. I appreciate that. I'm scared of Z, but I think I still just go for the Toxic here. I don't think we can afford to let this Swords Dance. Yeah, thank you very much, GZ Ward. That is very generous. Awesome. We get that Toxic going. Now, unfortunately, that is the end of our Garchomp. Bad news there. Let's go for a Wish, and then we can switch in our Diancie the following turn. Yeah, so even with that, we switch in our Diancie here. We absolutely don't die to a defensive Garchomp Earthquake. Not even an offensive Garchomp Earthquake, actually. And because of Diancie's low HP, it's going to heal all the way back up, and we get nice, free Stealth Rock. Beautiful. Love to see it. Great news. Let's go for a big Moonblast here. Garchomp gets taken out. Great stuff. Yeah, it also, yeah, it consumed the opponent's Z move. That is also very true. Okay, Latios. I'm just going to click Moonblast. I don't know what you think you're doing. Goodbye. Does Hyper Beam recharge if it hits a ghost? No. Yeah, Z already... Wait, oh, you're right. No, I'm so bad at remembering Z moves. You're right. Z is already revealed. Yeah, because this... So I shouldn't have been afraid. So staying in Toxicking was very much the right play there. Let me go for a Moonblast here. We live because Fat Diancie is crazy. Oh, that's so funny. I know my opponent is not happy about that one. Let's go into gold here. Let's just go for the big all-out pummeling. Okay, fine. We can just go for the Hex now. I don't know why you would sub there. Like, that doesn't get you anything, but do what you like, I suppose. Yeah, my opponent, I mean, the Zamazenta is just not doing anything to a defensive Gholdengo. You're at 30%. The Diancie living body press from a Zamazenta at 40% health is crazy, though. The bulky Diancie plus Mola is pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. Because Diancie has such bad HP, it's like perfect for Wish. We can sack Garchomp, see what it wants to lock itself into. Actually, there's really no point. Okay, yeah, Pyro Ball, fine. Let's go Mola, and let's just not reveal any new information. So this is going to seem like, okay, geez. This is going to seem like a complete jerk move, but I'm about to PP stall this because I don't want to reveal any sets that I don't need to. I don't want to reveal that my Dragonite is Earthquake, even, because that's not a given. Yeah, my opponent forfeits, fair enough. I know that seemed like I was just being mean at the end there, but I was trying to not reveal any information. When you have like a guaranteed win, just take Go for the win path that doesn't reveal sets. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break as we search. All right, I'm back. No, I wasn't saying that last guy. I wasn't saying it was a jerk move to win. I'm saying it was a jerk move to like PP stall my opponent out of their pyro balls when I could have just like, you know, killed them with a Dragonite in like one turn. Okay, I'm a bit dehydrated. I should drink a bit more water. Anyway, let's see here. Hazard Stack is always such an effective tool against rain. I think that's just the direction we want to go. Obviously, some really scary threats here. Ogerpon, normally, you know, Garchomp can kind of help. Goldengo can kind of help. Dragonite can kind of help. In rain, becomes a lot scarier. So we really want to get up Stealth Rock instantly. This, like, we can set up rocks and we will. Mega Garchomp, Mega Swampert obviously is doing a ton of damage, but it's not killing. Flip turn? Okay, fine. That felt like it did a ton. I mean, I know this is probably max attack, but that still felt like, yeah, that is like an adamant, that was like an adamant max roll. Pretty near an adamant max roll. Okay. So be it. Let's bring in Garchomp and see if we can poison this thing. Getting this thing, okay, we don't get critical hit. That's super cool. Let's Toxic. That's great news. Oh my gosh. They let their biggest threat get point. This is what you don't do when you have a threatening Pokemon. This is absolutely what you do not do. Let's go into Goldengo here. This is very much a chance. I think they predict a Mola entrance. Okay. Let's recover. There's always the critical hit chance, but I think... Okay, this time I'll go Mola, because they're definitely not. Actually, but they might want to switch. Let's keep clicking recover. Absolutely, we Thunder Wave here. No question in my mind. Absolutely zero doubt in my mind. So my opponent just did not... They had a huge threat against me, and they just instantly said, let me squander that. We Thunder Wave, we get that. Great. That damage... I think this is the realm where it is worth clicking recover a few times and seeing if we get a paralysis. That's actually really weak. That's like 2 low rolls in a row. It's possible. This could also maybe not be a max special attack Terapagos. Okay, it looks like it is, and they do get the special defense drop there. So we've got to get out of this situation. I think Mola is probably looks good here, and we can wish maybe, or let's flip turn because we really do want to break this Terra Shell, and they get paralyzed there. That's huge news because now we can go into gold, and I believe Phytinium Z is going to kill here. But let's try to go for a recover first. And then we can hit it with the big Phytinium Z. Okay, I think we go for it this turn. I don't think you switch this time. Well, let's go for one more recover. I don't think there's any harm in one more recover. Now let's do the all-out pummeling. You really should not be switching here. With so few recovers left, you really should be staying in. Okay, good. And this should be a kill. Beautiful. Down goes Terapagos. That's probably their only removal Pokemon. Yes, this is looking very good for us. Absolutely all of Mola here. Zero doubt in my mind about that. My opponent is not playing this well at all, to be honest with you guys. This is like the opposite of a masterclass. That is, yeah, this is an Adamant Swampert that is getting pretty good rolls. Actually, no, that was a dead minimum roll. It's just pretty strong. Okay, well, let's wish up here. Yeah, let's protect. Do you have any interest in the RBY metagame? Absolutely zero. That seems like the worst metagame. Every time I see an RBY game, I want to like tear my eyes out. I mean, that's that. Oh, poison jab, please. Okay. I was like, please don't instantly poison me with poison jab. They do just that. That is bad news. Mola being poisoned against the Rain team, not good, as you could probably tell. That is not good news. All right, let's think what we can do about that. Could go Dragonite. Could Toxic here, but then we probably die. We almost, actually, no, we definitely die. The surprise poison jab out of nowhere into the instant poison sucks. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, there's the Dragonite option. I think we go with that. I think let's go with the Dragonite option. We have flipped. That sucks. Okay, yeah, that sucked. If we just didn't get instantly poisoned there, oh my gosh, world of difference. All right, Centiskorch should completely destroy our Chaladon, I'm thinking. Let's just go into that. Should be a yeah, the Draco, that damage indicates, I think that's actually choice specs. No, am I looking at the wrong? No, that's just modest. Okay. We could knock off. That's probably the best play. Let's just knock off. We can get, okay, Swampert comes in. Interesting. Let me go Dragonite here. Hopefully this thing isn't Ice Punch, but it very well could be. Flip turn again. If we could heal up Garchomp, that'd be great, because this Swampert loves clicking flip turn. Okay, we see take out, so this is probably specs then. I think someone theorized that earlier. That's probably right. Likely we just let go of gold, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's just let go of the Goldengo. Let's see. Hurricane, let's check that damage. That is indeed... Wait, hold on, no. That does not look choice specs. That looks just offensive. Yeah, it looks like modest. So this could be a modest Scarf. I think that would be not too surprising to me. Yeah, it went for another Hurricane and it misses. So that's good fortune for us for sure. Let's recover again here. Okay, Pelipper enters. Let's go for a Hex. Let's just get some... Actually, do we Thunder Wave? Is that better? I feel like Thunder Wave is better. I think... Okay, Swampert comes in. That's all right. We do live in Earthquake. I think the damage on this is worth it. Let's go for a Hex. And it might just click Flip Turn. Okay. I mean, Goldengo not getting confused ever, so that's credit where it's due. I think let's go Mola. This thing is probably going to flip turn because this person is addicted to flip turn. Yeah, there was not much of a reason not to click Earthquake there, but they're just like a flip turn bot, so you know, recognize it and play around it, right? I think we go Garchomp here. I'm expecting an Electro Shot. Draco. Okay. Unfortunate. It happens. We don't have any recovers left on gold, so that's not good. Diancie doesn't look great here. Because they just could have a steal move. D-Knight, I think, still dies to a Draco, so that's also not good. Gold probably gets outsped, so we don't really have an answer here. Probably the best thing we have is Centiskorch, but then that just lets in the Swampert for free. We probably still do that. Let's go Centiskorch, go for a Fire Lash. Probably this is going to be a Dragonite endgame. I'm thinking that's the direction we go here. Okay. Let's sack Goldengo. Well, actually, let's go Mola first. We don't need to sack gold yet. Okay, let's go gold now on the flip turn. Okay. Wellspring. Yeah, this is not good. Extreme speed here does not, I think, like, if it has play rough, I think it just kills, right? Or does it not? Yeah, it just kills. Dragon Dance here, I don't think actually ever works. I think we just regular extreme speed. Okay, Pelipper enters. We are not going to kill, unfortunately. We are not going to get the 2-hit KO. That sucks. I think I like Diancie here so we can keep the pressure on this Pelipper. I think we need to do that. We see the switch. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Electro Shot is super killing here. I think we have to Mega Evolve, Moonblast. No, then we lose. I don't think there's really a way out of this. Dragonite does have DD. What are you talking about? But no, there was never really a good opportunity to Dragon Dance is the problem. We have to hope the Archelon's not super fast. Is definitely one thing we have to do. They just click Electroshot here. We have to Mega Evolve. We have to Moonblast. Let's see. Let's run a calc on that. So it's actually, no, I forgot the stamina. Yeah, that's going to probably be the end. Well, we can Centiskorch it. But, well, no, we'll just get Draco and die. We got the Moonblast drop. That's actually, I think, maybe our saving grace here. Probably not. We're just going to lose to Zapdos, I think. Yeah, because this, yeah. No, the poison on Mola was what killed us. That was just... You can't let your Mola get poisoned against a rain team. That's just, like, the worst news ever. That's just the worst news ever. Okay, Centiskorch here. It can come in, but then, like... I mean, do we have to bank on a Draco Mist? That might be where we have to go. That might be the angle. Well, let's check the Mega Diancie and see if this is even... I think we have to hope it's a slow Archaludon anyway, but let's see. The Moonblast did 47. So this could be speedy. It could outpace our D-Knight. But probably not. Most Archaludon are not that fast. So Earthquake here, it looks like that does kill most of them. Is Centiskorch, is keeping that around useful? Kind of yes, because of the Zapdos Hurricane. Dragonite, I don't think is killing a no-bulk Zapdos with extreme speed. Let me just confirm. Yeah, there's no world. There's no way. But like, let me just double check. Okay, no. So I think, yeah, we do go Dragonite here. We EQ. There's maybe a world where we can do this. There's maybe a world. Actually, I think I see the way through. I think I see the way through here. I think I see it. So here's what we need to do, though. We need to correctly predict, is this Zapdos going to click Hurricane or Thunder? Actually, no, I don't think we need to predict. I think we can go Mola, because this is Scarf Modest. Scarf Modest, yeah. Mola comes in... Because here's the thing, we win with extreme speed if we damage the Zapdos even a little bit, whether that is a Centiskorch Fire Lash or an Alomomola Flip Turn. If we swap in Centiskorch here and we get Thundered, that's bad news. I think we go Mola. Please don't click, please click Thunder. It clicked Hurricane. Okay, I think we can switch Centiskorch and maybe we live with Mola. I think that has to be our play. That's unfortunate. Okay, if we live this, we win the game. We don't live. That sucks. Okay. Actually, hold up. Hurricane does not kill here. It doesn't look like this kills here, unless am I tripping? Okay, no, it doesn't kill. All right. Dragonite. Actually, DD, yeah, I guess we DD. It's probably a little better. Okay, don't get confused. All right, now we extreme speed. This is definitely a Scarf Zapdos. Please don't static. Okay, I think we win. Thing is, if we correctly predicted that it would Hurricane, we could have sacked Centiskorch, then gone Mola Flip Turn. Whereas if it was Thunder, so that's why I was kind of in that end game situation. But we should be able to extreme speed our way through the rest of this team. But here's the, so if I swapped, I'll explain the situation in a second, but let's just make sure we don't die here. Please don't have some, if this Ogerpon pulls out the spiky shield, I'm going to throw out this laptop. Good game. Okay, cool. That was a crazy comeback. Glad we got that. Let's, okay. Whew. Let's walk through that endgame quickly. So I low-key definitely thought Dragonite died, which was kind of dumb that I was thinking, doing all this like chess, mental chess, and then like I didn't need, all I needed to do was play checkers and check the calc, but let's get to this end situation. Okay, so here's the situation here, right? I kill the Archaludon with an Earthquake. In comes the Zapdos. If I get a little bit of chip, everything dies to extreme speed. If I sack Centiskorch here to a Hurricane, here's what happens. I sack Centiskorch to a Hurricane. I go Mola. I live the Hurricane. Flip turn. I go Dragonite. Extreme speed everything, and we're all good. We win. If it clicks Thunder, and I swap Centiskorch, then my Centiskorch gets to it KO'd, and then Mola gets KO'd. But if they click Thunder and I swap in Mola, then I live with Centiskorch and damage them. So it was kind of a prediction of what they'll go for. It turned out not to matter because Dragonite lived, but that's why I was thinking about that prediction. And I think Mola was the right play there because Thunder makes more sense here. Paralysis is a better chance of yielding, you know, a result that's helpful more than Hurricane does. Because I think the confusion odds are, actually confusion odds and para odds are the same, but then you've got the paralysis being more permanent over many turns. So I think Thunder was like kind of strictly the better play for my opponent here. But anyway, well, not strictly because clearly their play worked, but like I would have clicked Thunder there. I think that would have been the better play. Okay, HF. This is such a, like, what is this, dude? I don't know, but I mean, it's a Corviknight team. We should just be able to hazard stack all over it. So, I mean, the Manaphy could be scary, especially if it's like a take heart situation. So we've got to be very aware of that, but and very proactive about that. I think we can lead with Diancie. I don't think anyone leads with Manaphy, but they kind of might against this team because it actually let's rethink this. But then like Garchomp is not such a good idea either. Maybe we kick it off with Goldengo. It's kind of a wacky option, but it can paralyze the Manaphy, so I think I like that. All right, so opponent here, we got a Zamazenta to Tusk, King Gambit, Corviknight, Manaphy, Mala. I feel like we have not faced like a single like really strong player today. Actually, this is the highest elo player I think we faced, which is kind of wild. But this team does not look good. Honest, this really does not look good. But maybe I'm just being a hater. Okay, let's go for Thunderwave. I think why not, right? Okay, like that is terrifying. So that's super scary. I think we, oh boy, yeah, we need to go into Garchomp here. I think we spike once because hazards, we need hazards if we're going to win this. Screens makes more sense. This team looked really wacky. Now that I think about screens, yeah, this makes sense. So this is that's probably a Power Trip Corviknight then, which is, yeah, we can probably beat Power Trip Corv with T-Wave Goldengo, but Dragon Tail is going to be key here. And we also need to be aware of that Manaphy set. If that is Take Heart, that Manaphy is scary no matter what. If it's Take Heart, we are terrified. That is really scary. We absolutely need to. So that's why I've got Garchomp on the field right now, because if we don't promptly Dragon Tail that Manaphy out and it turns out to be Take Heart, we lose. Let's get the timer going here. No need to give our opponent extra time to think. I understand what's going on in this matchup. They may or may not. They go into just Mawile here too. That could be really scary as well. Tusk enters. Okay, that and it's booster speed. Honestly, I feel like I'm okay with this. I think this is an okay outcome. Let me go into Mola here. We can threaten a toxic. Okay, substitute. I am no longer okay with this. So this is going to be sub bulk up Great Tusk. And we probably just lose on preview to this. So let's go for the flip turn here. Nothing else we can do. Let's see. Can Diancie live anything here? Yeah, so, okay, it doesn't have that. So we actually do live a Headlong Rush here. So I think that's probably our play, as we go into Diancie here, because this at least breaks the substitute. Yeah, this is so not good. A sub bulk. That's clever. I mean, that's a clever set. I like it. Yeah, we probably lose this though. I don't really see a world where we can find a way past this, because it's probably, I mean, it's got Ice Spinner plus a ground move, and that should be it. So I think Earthquake here always kills. Let me check a calc though. If Diancie lives this, okay. No, so not likely to. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any world where we just don't lose this game. I think we have to go for this. I think we have to go for this small Earthquake survival chance. I don't think there's a better play. And Fire Lash does not work through substitute, so that's not an angle either. Yeah, let's just hope. Okay, Headlong. Okay, so that's I mean, that's not good, but that weirdly I feel like gives us like kind of maybe not. No, we still lose this. Goldengo, can you? I mean, Dragonite, DD. Yeah, we're doing 0. I mean, yeah, we can't beat this. I feel like this is kind of. I don't know if this was an intentional counter team, but we've got nothing. I mean, we can't beat that Great Tusk. If I had known the set, could we have done anything about it? I still don't think so, honestly. Scald, Mola could have been the difference maker there, but like, I don't think that's really worth it, just for this one set that is like just nobody runs. Let's think about this. I don't know what to say. I think we have to try to bait it into hitting Garchomp, I think is the angle. So let's go Mola, I think, here. Let's flip turn. To induce a substitute. Then I think we go Gold. Okay. Then I think we go Chomp. Okay, we got him. So they should be Ice Spinner last. I don't think they have a non-contact move last. So we did manage to take out the Tusk. Do we have enough resources to have a chance in this game? I don't think so. But at least now there's a world. Right? So, okay. Down it goes. I think we have to go Goldengo here. Excuse me. I think if there's a world where we win this game, it is through a lot of paralysis. I didn't call this a counter team. I said it probably is not a stream snipe, but there's nothing we can do. What are you talking about? Okay, let's Hex. Please get paralyzed. Okay, you went for Reflect. I'll take that. I don't know why you reflected there, but hey, works for me. Okay, we got a Thunder Wave. Please don't be take. Okay, we got take card. Yeah. I mean, that's game. I don't think we can. This was in so many ways, this was the worst case scenario. We have to hope for paralysis, I think, is our only angle. Let's go for the Hex. Yeah, there's no paralysis. Let's go for a Thunder Wave again. There is kind of a world where we can go Dragonite after this, but it's definitely Acid Armor as well. So, you know. Actually, could we go hard Centiskorch here? Scald, no. I think maybe hard Centiskorch right away. No, that wouldn't have really worked either. Could be no bulk. If it goes here and if it gets another one. I think let's go Centiskorch right here. And let's go for the knockoff. If this is not special attack, okay, Surf will do it. Yeah, so that's not good. Okay, let's go for a Thunderwave. Maybe it's not Iron Defense. I mean, we're grasping at straws here, but it's all we can do. Yeah, that's all we can. I mean, the Corviknight should just be able to beat us now anyway. We have to hope for Paralysis. Okay, it goes for the take card again. Let's Earthquake. I think depending on the set, this might 2-hit KO. Okay, does 2-hit KO. Stored Power comes off there. Yeah, I don't think there's any world. This was a horrific matchup, honestly. Honestly, not even knowing the set. This was, yeah. I could have, no, had we led Diancie, Hazard stacked sooner, this was winnable, but I had to know what was going on. Without knowing the sets, this was not really doable. But yeah, we didn't get good fortune with the paras. We didn't really get good fortune with a lot of stuff. So, I mean, but it is what it is. I'm going to Earthquake, and let's hope for, like, a critical hit or something. Okay, yeah, we don't get it. That was pretty stupid. Yeah, there's zero way. Which, well, that's... The annoying thing is that if I'd known the sets, we won. I think we could have won that game. I think, like, we were favored, probably, to win that game. But with the way it went down, there was just no way. Oh well, let's kick it off with Diancie here. Opponent almost certainly going to lead with Gliscor. We can Mega Evolve, go for a strong Hidden Power Ice. What the, why? All right, let's Hidden Power. I don't know why you protect there. Like, what are you afraid? It's a like, click Earthquake. Okay, weird. Let's go for Stealth Rock. Hopefully not Infestation here. Okay, it's just going to be a knockoff, which doesn't scare us in the slightest. So that's good. We get up Stealth Rock. I think Goldengo here looks good. If we get paralyzed, that'd be awesome. We don't instantly get burned, which is great news. Let's go for that Thunder Wave. This Toxapex is okay. We see Blissey enter. We do want to get hazards up, but we also don't want to get statused for no reason. So kind of a couple things to consider here. I think we do just prioritize getting hazards going. Let's swap into. Yeah, let's just go Garchomp. Let's just get this started. Okay, Toxapex here, probably going to go for the Toxic. So let's go Goldengo, just to kind of okay T-Spike. Okay, that's yeah. So this is the problem. The T-Spikes. That's not good. We have no way of removing that, and that's a huge threat. I think let's go Garchomp here, and now let's just set up our spikes as quickly as we humanly possible. And we really have to keep these hazards up now. Let's go gold here. Okay, Stealth Rock. That's kind of, in a weird way, that's a good sign. Because that means probably not Defog. Probably Defog maybe on the Skarmy. You don't run Rocks and Defog on a Gliscor. That's insane. So, okay. That's honestly, this is manageable. Wish, what are you healing? I'm confused. All right, let's Wish. Let's go Garchomp here. We can get up our spikes. Knockoff, yeah, fine. Okay, actually, that's not great. But I think once we get Centiskorch on the field and we can start, I think Centiskorch is going to be our main angle here. Let's bring in gold. Interesting. Skarmory. Let's T-Wave. Blissey wants to come in, fine. Let's go Scorch. It's time. Let's go for the knockoff. See what comes. Gliscor enters. Makes sense. There's no world where we avoid knockoff forever, but we don't have to get knocked off now. So I'd like to know more about this Gliscor set to know how much of a threat it is to us. I think I like Dragonite here. It can threaten with Ice Spinner, and there's a Shedinja, so we're not really doing that much anyway. Let's just go for the Ice Spinner here. Let's just let it rip. Toxapex enters, fine. We get confirmation on the boots Toxapex, which makes a lot of sense. Let's go into gold here, and then I think Centiskorch is a good play. So we see Earthquake, not knockoff, which is a good sign. Let's go for the Fire Lash as the Gliscor enter. Okay, fine. Let's Fire Lash. Gliscor enters. Okay, let's go for another Fire Lash. Toxic, fine. We've got rest talk, so that's okay. Let's go for another Fire Lash. Let's do it again. Skarmory enters. Interesting. Very interesting. We do not outspeed, though. We do not outspeed. So, how much is Brave Bird doing to us? Not like we definitely die now, but just checking for future reference. Kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. So let's go gold here. Oh, wow. They don't heal up. They do not choose. They choose to not heal. I think that is a big mistake, but one I am thrilled to see. So the fire. Let's check that Fire Lash damage. That did to this thing. Did nothing. How did this take so little from Fire Lash? Was that like an app? Oh, because it's minus defense now. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. When it had max defense, that could be especially defensive Skarmory. Or we got a high roll. So if this Skarmory does have, could that have been special defensive? Let me check. If it had no bulk, how much would Fire Lash have done? Yeah, this could be specially defensive. So let's keep that in mind when we click our Goldango move here. I think let's go for a Fightinium Z. Skarmory might try to heal here. Okay, Blissey just comes in. Fine. I think we go into the Scorch. And let's rest. Okay. Toxapex enters. I'm kind of tempted to stay in here and just start sleep talking, like just get the engine going. But that feels like an unnecessary and kind of poor play. So let's recover here. Let's go Scorch. We can sleep. If we can catch the Skarmory, that would be huge. Okay, can we knock off this thing off? Centiskorch, please. Centiskorch, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, you give it up for that performance. Holy, what a good one to get. Okay. Wow, that was nice. Let's go gold here. We get Burrow. I mean, it was going to happen eventually. We can recover here. Yeah, Blissey coming in makes sense. Let's... we can just go Scorch again. Sleep talk. Okay, I forgot to charge my phone, so I just ran out of charge. So, sorry. I can no longer see chat. Do we just go all in and start clicking the attack? How much is Gliscor doing with Earthquake? That's kind of a lot. I don't love that. We can go for a Fire Lash here, at least. Okay, so Toxapex is going to take a solid chunk there. You know what we could do is actually go Diancie here. No, it's just gonna get stopped by that. Yeah, we can't really do that. Go gold, I guess. Let's go for the T-Wave here. Let's see if we can. Okay, well, let's just recover. Seismic, cool. Let's go Scorch again. D-Knight, I think, is our best play. Go for an Ice Spinner. Allo, I think is our best here. Gold. Okay, we got a Boots Gold. Obviously, not really what you want to see. We go Scorch here. This absolutely lives every hit from Boots Goldango. We click knockoff for sure. No doubt in my mind about that. Wonderful. Boots Goldango's item removed. That's a huge win. Let's run a calc on that. Let's see. That knockoff did 39. So this is, yeah, this is pretty bulky. It's like -1. This has got to be bold max, which would make sense on this team. Or no, excuse me, that'd be like plus attack we're calcing against. We did 39. This is max bold. Okay, so I think we go into Dragonite here, which I believe can do... Yeah, we go Dragonite here. That can do a good chunk to this. There's the Shadow Ball. Let's go for that Earthquake. Okay, young Sheldon enters. Let's go Mola again. Gold enters. Let's wish. Why not? We can wish and flip turn into our friend Centiskorch. It's Fire Lash. I think we have to do this here. I've got to click knockoff next time though. I've got to anticipate. Fire Lash PP, we do need to conserve a little bit. go for another Fire Lash here. I think let's go Diancie. Let's try this. Okay. Let's go for Diamond Storm in case it's like a really wacky Blissey set. Okay, it was a really wacky Blissey set. It 1,000,000% just clicks Protect here. I don't think there's anything we can ever do about that, so let's go for a Diamond Storm and anyway. Let's go for a Fire Lash. I think we rest this time. Okay, we have to stay in. I think we're at that point. I think we're at that point that we have to stay in. Good stuff, Centiskorch. This Pex is playing like it doesn't have recover. We don't get what we need. That sucks. Let's knock off here. Please don't be Brave Bird. It's probably Brave Bird. We have to hope. I think we have to hope it's not Brave Bird. Okay, it's going for the Iron Defenses. Yeah, this is... I don't know about this, guys. I think we're just going to get PP stalled. Oh, that sucks. Okay. The boots are gone. We're taking $1 billion when we enter. I think this is going to end in a tragic loss to stall, I'm afraid. Yeah, I was hoping the Centiskorch would be enough, but it looks like it just wasn't. Maybe we try offensive next time. I feel like offensive Scorch would have been great here, but there were times the Spidef would have been good too. Maybe we just needed a different kind of breaking core to take on stall. The T-Spike's weakness was pretty significant as well. I mean, we haven't lost yet, but it's not looking good, right? Let's. I think we can go gold here, and we have to try to catch the Blissey, and we have to hit 2 Focus Blasts. So. I traditionally cannot ever hit a Focus Blast, so let's see what happens. We absolutely go for another one here. Yeah, I got the read right, but we instantly miss. We have to Thunder Wave and hope it gets fully paralyzed. That's all we can really do. It does not. Yeah, I mean, like, what are you going to do? Right? I can't. Yeah, nothing I could have done about that. Okay, let's... I mean, like, super critical. Yeah, no, it's just... yeah. I don't know. You can, yeah, I think I played that one fine, but it just wasn't possible. It just was not possible. We can go for a Dragon Tail, try to like get something here, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that's. Okay, Skarm. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Go Dragonite here. Dragon Dance on the Protect as the Shedinja enters. We can go Mola. We can... Flip turn now. I think Centiskorch... No, Centiskorch straight up dies if it comes in, which is crazy. Let's go Mola again. I mean, Toxapex isn't looking too happy or healthy. Let's flip turn again. Okay. Go Mola here. We can Wish. Try to heal up Scorch. I think, yeah, it'll live that. Skarmory enters. I mean, I guess we go Guldengo. Yeah, I might just forfeit this. This doesn't. I don't think there's anything to be gained by playing this out. Honestly. Yeah. Okay, I mean that sucks. Yeah, the team just did not have that. I don't think I played that game poorly. I think this was just not really a winnable matchup. Even with the Pex not having recover, I think I just overestimated. Like, I think Centiskorch is a good tool against stall for sure. Like, it can get a knockoff or two, but it just is not enough on its own. And we did not have enough. I mean, we got bad RNG too, but. Not much. It was mostly just... I mean, it was honestly not really. It was really just the Blissey, which we were favored to miss one of them anyway. Trying to think if there's anything I could have done, any way we could have played this better. No, I mean, Diancie couldn't just stay in on Toxapex forever and block T-Spikes. That wasn't really an angle. There was never a world where that worked. Yeah, I think we just needed a better breaking core than we had. But, you know, that's how it is, right? You face stall, you get match-upped, you win or you lose. Playing sometimes playing often matters at a lower level, but I feel like at a higher level, stall is often just kind of boils down to a matchup fish, and it didn't go well for us. I don't think there was any way possible to really win that game. Like, you might point to Centiskorch getting knocked off as like the moment where things went wrong, but it really wasn't. That we were getting PP. We had to make a play like that eventually. I think I definitely should have been better with conserving Fire Lash PP. If there was a world we won there, it was playing Centiskorch like perfectly after getting up hazards, and realizing Pex didn't have recover. It was winnable. It was probably winnable. It would have been really tough though. Anyway. We are going to end on a loss because we've gone pretty overtime already. Unfortunate to end on two like back-to-back losses, but 5-2, not a bad record. Centiskorch, I think I was pretty pleased with how it did. I think it does have potential. I don't think this is it though. I don't think this is the team. I did really like this Diancie Molakor though. I think that was sick. I liked the defensive Diancie, and I think that could be very interesting on a hazard stack build. The Dragonite felt like a bit of a band-aid. I don't think it was like a really good solution here. But it did do well. It did have some good games, but it felt like a little bit of an awkward choice. Anyway, though, hope you guys enjoyed. I had a good time despite the unfortunate ending. Centiskorch did pretty well. I think it's viable in NATX OU based on what I've seen today. I think it's viable. Very niche, but probably viable. Thank you guys for attending. Sorry if I missed any donations or anything. Also, quickly before I end, if you've sent me a message, like a message on, Discord or email or whatever, or Smogon in the last several weeks probably, and I haven't responded to you, I haven't missed your message. It's just things have been insanely busy. I haven't had time for so much. So trust me, it is a priority to me. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not forgetting about you. It's just been life's been tough. So I will get back to you but there are some messages I'm sure that have been almost like a month now I haven't responded to. It's just there's so many important things I need to do in real life at the moment, but it will be done. Those messages will be responded to. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a great day. Let's try to time it right. End this in 3,